Hello, everyone, and welcome to our little conversation. If you're here, you're obviously interested in thinking about applying for our internship. So we thought who better to actually talk about our internship than our past interns from this last year. Woohoo, indeed. Over here, we've got our friend Charlie.
Hi.
We've got,
Charlie.
yeah, come on.
Hello, Charlie.
Media guys love it. Media guys love it. We've got Patricia over here.
Hi, guys.
Woo! And we've got Evie over here. Woohoo! And then we've got Beth. And we've got Chris, me.
Yes.
Yeah, hi
Hey,
guys. It is so good to be here. Yeah, we're just going to have a wee conversation, sort of unpacking what this internship has looked like for these guys over the last year, some of their highlights, some things they've learned, and yeah, we'll just get stuck into the conversation then. So I guess the first question would be, guys, like before you joined Made for More, what were you up to beforehand, and then what led you to doing the internship? Who wants to take this first one?
Go, Charlie.
Yeah, so before the internship, I was doing joinery for 2 years in Cirque in Lisbon. Yeah, shout out Lisbon.
Handy,
Yeah,
man.
come on.
Steady for life.
Steady
come
for
on.
life. Hey.
Come on.
Realized that it wasn't really for me. Did it for 2 years. There was a bit of enjoyment, learned a few things from it, but I just realized at the end, it wasn't for me, and I decided, okay, what am I going to do next year? So obviously, I knew about Made for More, knew who the organisation was. Obviously, I knew you, Chris, from BB back in the old days. Come on.
What a guy.
Come on,
Back
come on.
in the day.
Yep.
And I also knew Rebs as well from Mullerton. Shout out Mullerton. And then
Shout out
one
Rebs.
year at Mullerton, Beth came along to do a talk with Sarah. And basically, we got chatting after, and I was saying how I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and then you decided to maybe suggest the internship for me. So I was like, okay, prayed about it for a few weeks, got back to you, and here I am on the internship.
You are,
Yeah.
and how lucky are we?
What a blessing to
What
have
a
you, man.
blessing.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's been good fun.
Love to be here.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Go first.
Hey, okay. Well, I was doing music and audio production at Queen's, and it was good fun. Some of it I loved, some of it I didn't love, but learnt a lot and got to sing lots, which was really good. And then, yeah, I didn't know what was next for after uni, and honestly had no plans at all. Was just kind of waiting to see, and I was just trusting that God would show me, or I just have a sense of where to go. And then I did NUA weekend in June, and I was kind of fighting it because my parents do youth work, and then I was I love that, but I was I want to do something a wee bit different, hence the music. And then there was a talk one night for the youth at NUA, and then I really sensed God saying, no, you need to say yes and do that. So that's how I got here. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Brilliant.
Well, I did psychology 3 years in uni, and I enjoyed it. But after that, I was like, I just want to try something new. And I knew people that have done the internship and that it changed their lives. And a friend of mine just was like, you just have to do it. You just have to do it. Even before the uni, she was just like, you need to do Made for More because it's so good. It's got to be so good for you. And I decided to do it. And that's why I'm here.
And you weren't just at uni; you were in completely different country as well. So this was a whole new experience for you as well.
It is, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm wearing quite a skatey outfit. I remember being in a park, in a skate park, and I remember seeing these kids. Obviously, they were not in the best influence kind of group. And I remember God, if I could do anything to just help young people, I would love to do it.
Wow.
And I thought of Made for More. So
Wow.
That's awesome.
How amazing is that?
You dress for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm dressed.
Real skater girl
As the
vibes
kids.
today. It was great.
Yeah, I don't skate at all. But yeah,
You would never know. You would never know.
yeah, one day.
That's so cool. So based on what you have learned from this year and what you now know of the internship, because you're literally in the internship, who would you say it's for? So if there's someone watching this video who wants to apply, who would you say our internship is for? What sort of person? Anyone?
Yeah, I would say it's probably for people, for me anyway. Obviously, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was a bit confused on what was next for me. So I think it's for people, who aren't really sure on what their next step is, coming into the new year or anything. So I think the internship obviously gives you a full year to think about, you know, because you also learn so much about yourself and so much about God as well. So you learn so much on the journey here in the internship. So I think it's for people who maybe are a bit confused or don't really know what they want to do.
That's cool, man. That's great.
If you really like working with young people and you're willing to learn, then I would say this is for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
I think like you love Jesus and you just want to share him with people
Yeah.
because you don't need to be perfect because you'll you'll learn to be good at speaking in front of people. You'll learn all different things you need to know. You don't need to come in perfectly at all those things.
Yeah, that's so good. I love how like all three of your answers actually captured a different part of why someone would want to do it. Like some people not actually sure what they want to do, so they're like, I'll maybe take a year to think about it and grow at the same time.
Yep.
Loving young people and then also like having love for God. That's class. So what does it then actually look like to be an intern on a day-to-day basis? Oh, you like that question, didn't you?
That's a great question.
Oh, what does it look like day to day to be an intern? What does a normal day look like in the office, maybe out of the office? Could you guys unpack that a wee bit?
Do you want to?
You started, you go.
You like starting.
Just called you out there, Charlie. You go.
So there's two main parts about being an intern for Made for More. You know, there's even office day you have, or there's workshop days. Okay, so I'll say workshop. So for a workshop day, what you would basically be doing is you would go out to the likes of like youth clubs, you would go to schools, you would go to sports teams, all around the country, and basically you would do workshops on different topics like mental health, anti-bullying, drugs awareness, stuff like that. And what you do is you do a teaching point. So you do games, first, and then you do a teaching point after, and then it can go on for like an hour, 45 minutes, depending on how long they want us there. So I think that's what we do for workshops.
And how have you found doing the workshops, Charlie? Because I know when you first came in, you kind of vocalized that you really wanted to do stuff with young people, but the idea of standing in front of a big group, you're a bit like, oh, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
How did you find that coming in?
For me personally, I don't think I'm a person who can talk in front of a lot of people. Like I like talking to people like this, but in a lot of people, you know, a big crowd, for example, and that's not really my thing. I get really nervous. So at the start, you know, when I came in here, I asked Beth, you know, are we talking like in front of 30 people? And she was like, no, it's like 260 people.
That was a baptism of fire.
You were like, oh, I really, you know, like a big crowd, like 30 people is like a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's like kind of a big crowd. I was
Yeah,
like, buckle up, buddy.
Yeah, so
It's going to be like,
when I
Look at
heard
you go
that,
now.
I was like,
and now he does it all the time.
Easy.
So,
yeah, well, so
Like,
every week now we're in front of like 100 to 200 people. And sometimes it can be 5 people, you know.
yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So I've really found it really good, you know, talking. I feel like I'm comfortable now talking in front of like 200 people now.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And it's so interesting because at the start of the year, you genuinely are like, you're in this place where you're like, I don't want to speak in front of 30 people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, and you genuinely are like, I can't do that. But
Yeah.
then 7 months later, you're just like, light work easy.
easy,
You know,
look.
Yeah.
you actually grow so much.
Yeah.
And you don't even notice that you're doing it. And then,
class.
yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, we've definitely seen big growth in all of you guys in that realm. It's so cool.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
mentioned the workshops, Charlie. What else like involves like the internship, or what else do you
day
do
look
as an
like,
intern
yeah?
day to day?
We pack merch, which is actually really fun. We
Come on.
put the wee thank you card in. We get a wee sticker in there. Put the label on of where it's going to. Tick off our orders once we've delivered them. Lovely postwoman Carrie that we
Shout out, Carrie.
Legend,
go to,
Carrie.
and she is so
Shout out to
lovely.
Carrie.
Lovely.
Yeah, and we just get to chat to her whenever we're delivering our packages, and we tidy the store and organize and label things, and we do stock check, and count every single piece of merch that we have in the office, which is fun. And actually, I think we're getting faster at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Working as a team.
definitely did it really, really fast the other day.
Yeah.
So,
What do you think?
Nice.
Thank you.
thanks to you.
Thanks.
Anything else? So you said merch. We talked about workshops. What else would you do as an intern in Made for More?
So we have Survey Monkeys as well. So all the like statistics data, really interesting. On Monday mornings, we do something really nice, which is like we gather around the team. We have a Devo, we have check-ins, and then we have the book studies as well. So we've gone through 2 books, and now we're going through spiritual gifts. Really exciting. But yeah, we have studies together. plan workshops as well with the staff.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So
I guess
with
that's it.
what Charlie was talking about there, if we're going out to workshops, it's like, it's not just us that plan it. We all sort of sit down and we're thinking about it, brainstorming, really just going through like what actually God has for the people that we're going to see, sort of thing. But yeah, kind of love the way you mentioned there about the check-ins and stuff like that, because that is what the internship is. Like, we want you to grow, we want you to have a place where you're safe and you can really be vulnerable and like open up and develop as a person, and sort of based off that. And that ties into the book studies that you're talking about as well. So yeah, definitely. And spiritual gift studies. Doing that right now.
It's awesome. Oh,
It's
that's
so
cool.
good.
And you guys do such a great job.
Ah, stop
Honestly.
it, Patricia.
Yeah, shout out to these
Stop.
guys as well.
Honestly.
Hang on a minute.
I'll give you your
These guys prepare
What a team.
so much
See the
for our
vision?
book studies.
They see the vision.
We
Yeah,
do.
they
We
do,
see it.
definitely.
We've caught it.
Yeah.
So if you're describing your internship, can you describe your internship in 3 words? I know it's probably difficult.
Words.
3 words.
I wrote down 6 when I was thinking about this.
Really?
Well, we asked for 3.
So many.
Yep.
Yeah, so many.
Should we do like popcorn? I'll say one, then you say one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
nice.
cool, yeah.
Okay,
Sit
so
down
one.
and sit
Okay.
and
Spice it up a wee bit.
Explain it.
If you want to elaborate a little bit. But
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
Enriching.
Enriching.
I feel like I've
word.
been definitely equipped with a bigger toolbox than I thought I had, or I've got tools added to that I think I'm like growing in different ways. Like, with like discipline for reading, and then also for like workshop stuff, like what I'm getting better at in that way. So enriching, like giving me good tools.
Nice.
So good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you so much. I would say community. So there's a really nice sense of community here in Made for More. I said the check-ins. Said the check-ins. We check up on everyone, and then team nights. Team nights are great, and you just feel like it's almost like a family. We were talking about that. It feels like a family, honestly. And we were like having our team nights. We would have meals together, and it would feel like we're in our auntie's house or in our grandma's house.
Yeah.
The really, really cool
Well, we're
auntie's
cooking
house.
next
Yeah,
week,
yeah.
so
Yeah, we are.
Mom
God
and
bless
Dad's
us. Yeah, we'll see
Head
what-
chef and sous chef or other way, I don't know.
Head
Oh,
chef,
you
sous
two
chef.
are cooking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't decided what we're making yet, though. Need to work that out. That's
That'd
be
next
nice.
week's problem. That's
Curry?
fine.
That's fun.
Yeah.
If you want curry, we can have curry.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, family.
I would say community. Yeah, family.
Nice. Thanks.
Class.
For me, I would say exciting. Like, it is so exciting, guys. I cannot express this so much. The amount of excitement, the amount of hypeness I come in with the office every
True.
single week.
Hype
It
man.
is unreal. Like, you know
Loves
what I
it.
mean? I just get this such high energy rush coming into the office every week to see all you guys, you know? And it's like you said, a family, you know, you're excited to see your family every single time, you know? So I think everybody, you know, we all get along so well. You know, we all have our different conversations, and, you know, we all get along in different ways, you know? So I think it's really good to have that as a community as well. So I think it's exciting, you know, going out to workshops, going from here in Four Winds to Oma to Dungannon.
Yep.
Places that
You
I've
love
never
going
even
home.
been
Like,
before.
you love going home.
You know what I mean?
Traveling
So
around.
even Londonderry or Derry, you know what I mean, as well. So I think it's really exciting to get out to see the actual whole of Northern Ireland as well, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
You discover the most random.
You do.
Random places.
Yeah, you do. You really, really do. And you just absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Because it's
You do.
great. Because when you're in the van with someone else, like a member of staff, an intern, a volunteer,
Come on.
it's the
Especially when
best.
it's
The
sunny.
stories.
The absolute best.
The lore.
Views.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Great.
can be crazy.
Sometimes it
With
can be
songs.
crazy, as Charlie said, like
Yeah.
excitement and hype to the max. Yeah,
And Charlie
it can
falling
be that.
asleep on the way.
Or Charlie could fall asleep on the way
Charlie
back.
tends to come in 20 minutes before the workshop meets.
Yes.
He falls asleep in his car and then we have to wake him up. Basically, is his sort of like
Yeah.
Better than
routine
be
at the moment.
late, to be fair.
That's real.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
it's
Yeah.
Rather be early than late, you know?
Yeah, come on.
exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
Okay, so second word, would you say?
Fun. Kind of same bandwagon as you with exciting, but actually we laugh so much together, which I just love.
Yeah.
It's so joyful and fun and joyful, one kind of that area. But yeah, like we laugh so much. There's so much time for fun, but also like deep and spiritual, and like there's such a nice balance of
Yeah.
the two.
True.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Very true. I would go the same, like fun. I was thinking of it's very fun. And you wake up in a Monday morning and you're like, I'm so excited to go to work. And like normally you wouldn't be excited, or sometimes you're like, I'm in a night shift tonight, but you're actually excited to just be able to go and deliver a workshop. So I would say fun.
Nice. Thank you.
I would say growth is the main one. I think I
like
can
it.
now.
You do look taller, actually. I noticed that.
Feel like that.
Sorry.
I feel like I've got taller. 100%. You know, I think looking from August to now here in February, there's been a massive growth in my confidence, I think. You know, speaking to people at the start, like getting all afraid, being nervous, going and standing in front of people, and now I just stand in front of people and just smile out to the crowd, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's just really cool to see. And I think then also my growth with God as well, you know, my walk with Jesus has been a major impact coming here. So thank you for that. Like, yous are the main reason why that's happened. You know, I can't express that enough. And I thank God as well for that, you know, his for him giving me this decision to come here, you know, and learn more about him. So I've definitely grown more in my faith as well since coming here. So
That's class. We've seen growth in all three of you guys massively in so many different ways throughout this year. And it's funny when you mentioned that, Charlie, my head went straight to a workshop you and I did together in a men's group in a church.
Oh, yes.
And 86 or 84-year-old Sydney was coming up to you. Like, you had so much persona about you that he was trying to set you up with his granddaughter.
He was.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
It was
and
so
she was like
good,
26.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Your
But
granddaughter was 26?
you guys have grown so much. You've grown so much,
Yeah.
not just your ability to deliver workshops, but also your walk with God as well, as you said, Charlie, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is one of the main things.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You know, is
Totally.
that like it's all centered around God. None of us would be here if it wasn't for Him. So
Massively.
yeah.
Yeah. And there's one more word, I think. Is that right?
Yeah,
You've got
kind
one
of
more?
off the back of that though, accountability was my last word.
Ooh, that's good.
Because we do like always check in on Mondays. So you have that, you know, how you're doing. And then we do our growth rings as well, which is really cool part. And actually I've been like storing my wee sheet that we do from growth rings.
So what are growth rings, Evie? Sorry, just for those
Yeah.
that maybe don't know what that would be.
So we talk through like whether we are below expectations, meeting or exceeding expectations in like personal like journey with God, and then meeting people, like whether it's teachers or pupils in schools, like how we are with them, how we show up as made for more, and then like spiritually as well, and yeah, that kind of
Different areas, of your life,
and it's really encouraging because we go through that, we tick, and then Chris and Beth, you tick what you think if you agree with us, and we chat through that, and then set goals, which is really good because then I know, flip, I said I was going to read that, so I need to get on it, and like I want to, not because it's a homework, but because I know you want the best for us. So yeah, accountability, really
Nice,
good.
That's so good.
Yeah.
I would say impact. Your voice here at Made for More, it's almost like a megaphone that it's heard across the country. So basically, like, I was thinking about this a random week during November where we went to 2 workshops, each around 150. So both workshops over like 300 people spoken to.
It's
and I was
huge.
speaking with some about the internship, and I was like, whoa, we spoke to almost 300 people. And that's like huge. And just to give you a little insight in that, like almost 3,000 or like over 3,000 people spoken to in the month of February. So only 1 month, the amount of impact you have.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, like how many people you can be speaking to and impacting and influencing. So I would say impact.
Yeah, that's amazing.
like it.
Yeah, it's
So
such
good.
an amazing perspective on it because you don't like we sort of share with other people and teach like your words have impact, you know, and like what you speak over each other. Like we want to speak truth, we want to speak life, but we are also like, do you know what you're saying is the megaphone of like we get to reach all these people and we want to speak full like life over them and truth and everything like that. It's just crazy how many people you can reach, and it's not a daunting thing. It's like it's an exciting thing.
Definitely.
It is so exciting.
Yeah.
And even like getting to see you guys. So at the beginning, we wouldn't be doing any like games or teaching points, but listening to you guys saying you're so valuable and your life matters, like you're almost saying that that for us, and we're like growing in that confidence, like, oh, I'm actually so valuable,
Yeah, for real.
and
Yeah.
my life matters. That's beautiful.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
I would say blessing as well. I think it's such a blessing to be here in the office right now with all you amazing people.
Preach
The
it,
camera
Charlie.
crew behind us. Shout out Reese and James.
What a guy. What a guy. Like,
Had to shout them
Love
out.
them.
Like, I think it's such a blessing, to be surrounded by people who love Jesus every single day, people who remind you how much of a masterpiece you are every single day, even when the days you feel like you aren't, you know what I mean? So it's always, like you said, Evie, that accountability that everybody in the office has for everybody. In check-ins, for example, we're always checking up on each other, even in the vans, we're checking in, how are you with this struggle, how are you moving forward with this, So I think it's such a blessing to have that, because I know some people don't have that accountability or anything like that. So I feel very fortunate to be here, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's for me such a blessing to be here.
You're a blessing to us.
yeah.
Thank you.
All you guys are such a blessing.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're the best. You're so great. Like Patricia, I know you talked a bit about community there. You'd said about like the sort of family feel of Made for More. I remember we were talking. It was actually like yesterday. I think we were talking about the fact that you were in Portugal whenever we were on our discipleship trip there, and you kind of like, you were like close by or something like that. You like
What?
knew that we were there or something. You lived on the same street, but you'd heard this like family feel of Made for More. Could you unpack a bit more of like what that was for you, like what that meant?
So we spent so much like time together that only looking at you guys, we can already communicate, can't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like that. Honestly, I remember seeing the internship video with Evie and Emily, and they were speaking about the family feeling, and I'm like, nah, it couldn't be. Like, it's not real at all. Like, how can it be? You can have a nice community, but build up a community that feels like family is really hard. But I came here, and honestly, it's so true. And I'm so glad I know you guys. And I said about the team nights, I said about like gathering around the table and getting the team just to check in. And that's really like how it is. What do you think, guys? Charlie and Evie? You're
Yeah.
almost like siblings, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah.
It feels like
So-
that.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think like even when you
Your
come
older
in,
sisters.
Don't go there.
I wasn't going to say anything. It's-
You were thinking
yeah,
of it.
moving on.
It
When you come in the office and it's maybe a Tuesday or Thursday when Sandra's in, she's the first person I lock eyes with
Yeah.
when I come in.
Yeah.
And then that's just a lovely wee 5-minute chat. Like everyone, like, yeah, you just can't walk past people because you just know there's so much fruit in your conversation, whether it's like, what do you get up to at the weekend? Like everyone cares so much. So yeah, it's like going home and speaking to your parents about your day. Like,
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
it's like coming in every day
Yeah.
with that feel, which is really lovely.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Moving on just a little bit, thinking about experience. Like, what experience would you say you would need for the internship? If someone was to say, "Oh, well, do I qualify for this? Do I not qualify? What experience do I need?" What would you say to them?
I feel like what you need to know is that like what you're getting yourself into, like
What are you getting?
What do you
yourself
mean?
into?
like for example, like I didn't really well no I know I did know this. So like you're gonna be speaking in front of a lot of people.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
If you're comfortable with that, that's something for you. But if you're uncomfortable for that, maybe you can grow into that coming here as well. That's not saying don't come here. But I feel like you need to know what you're getting yourself into, like that's what you're coming here to do, but experience, have experience. I feel like just talking to people is a good thing to have. Are you good at chatting to people one-on-one or even in front of a crowd as well? So I think that's something I would say you would need. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, nice.
Also be over 18.
Yeah,
Experience
And-
your 18th birthday.
definitely.
Yeah. One day past it. Perfect. Yeah. And just to love Jesus and to want to know him more because everyone around you is seeking more of him. So
Yeah, cool.
it'll like influence you in that as
Totally.
well. So
Yeah. It's not that you necessarily need like experience in youth work. You don't need to be
No.
like have a
No.
full degree in something. Like it literally is just need to have the heart. It really
Yeah.
is like heart to be willing to serve to commit. Like that's
Yeah.
sort of an expectation is like it's
Yeah.
a big commitment.
It is.
the internship, and that's sort of what it's one of our expectations is like high levels of commitment and everything. But you're committing to a great thing. Hopefully, is what we're
definitely
praying for.
Oh,
so,
it's great.
Yeah, definitely.
It is. And I even I love the fact that you said about the commitment thing, because not only would you be like committing to this, but we'd be committing to you as well. And like, for Beth and I this year, like looking out for you guys, that's been our job, but it's also been our pleasure as well. Like we love doing that. Like it's so much fun. It brings us a lot of life. Obviously there's challenges sometimes. You guys are great, but sometimes there's things we've got to work on, obviously, as we know. We all know that. But Beth and I aren't perfect either. And we've absolutely loved doing that and being committed to you guys, as committed as you've been to this internship as well, which is really, really cool. Is there anything else that you guys want to say on that before we move on? Anything else about what experience you might need or anything else? No? If not?
No.
I think so.
No, that's grand.
Just on the back, like what you were saying about, I just forgot it. You were speaking about the investment.
Yeah.
So you might think, oh, I'm going to invest my whole like 10 months on doing something that I'm not getting paid on, right? But you're actually like learning so much and growing so much, like what you guys just said. And you, Beth and Chris, invest so much in us, and you are just pouring on us that it's almost like a win-win.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I would say that it's completely rewarding.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good to hear that we've been doing something that's been rewarding for you guys.
I've done something right.
Yes, finally. But it was a good point you raised as well, Patricia. Like it's an unpaid internship. Like you guys haven't been paid to be here. You have sacrificed to be here. You have sacrificed maybe time or maybe doing some other things. It's been a year out for you all.
Yeah.
And normally, like in our internship, we say like it's normally 4 days a week, but it can sometimes be 5 days a week. But I mean, all of you guys at different points have had, well, potentially the opportunities to do like work and things like that. Like I know Charlie, Evie, you guys both had jobs at different stages as well. Yes. How did you find managing like working and doing the internship at the same time? Was that okay? Was that feasible for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's, like you said, be 4 days. So I would try to keep, the days I'm working either at night times or during the weekends I can work, So then I have time free come to Made for More. The only thing I would find difficult with is, sometimes it can be at night times, and, you have your activities at night time, like football or BB or GB, whatever you do during the week. So I think, it kind of sometimes cross over with football sometimes, but most of the time, like it's like one or two times a month, that kind of thing, It's not every single week you're sacrificing, football and stuff like that. But yeah, I just try to, every single week is different, So
totally.
Who knows?
And we try and be as flexible.
Yeah, exactly. And
you know?
they're really flexible with that as well. So if you ever as long as you set in advance, not like the week before, you can't go to the Methley or anything, you know what I mean? So I think letting them know in advance, and they'll try to be as flexible as possible, and they really have. So
for sure,
definitely.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think for me, my boss has been very good at just giving me a Friday. So Friday's my day in mods, and it means I have the weekend off because I don't want to burn out. And yeah, just trusting God with finances because he's been so good so far. And yeah, it's taught me a lot to rely on God.
Yeah.
And not just on what I can get myself. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you guys have been so like diligent in obviously looking out for yourselves outside of here, but none of that has impacted how you've worked here either. But as you were saying as well, we always try and be as flexible as we possibly can with your schedules and, for things like football. I mean, we get it. Like we want you guys to obviously to have lives outside of Made for More. This is not your entire being here. Yeah. So we be as flexible as we can with all of your schedules so that you can do fun things as well. Yeah. Are there any other last wee things that you think someone else might need to know or might want to know about the internship if they're thinking about applying potentially?
Any details?
Any other details?
I think you definitely need a way of transport of getting here. So if it's a car or if you take the bus, because wherever you live, we're based in Fort Winds near Carryduff, you would need a way of transport getting here. Even if you live far away, you're going to have to be, there's going to be early mornings. Something I'm not very good with. But ever since
You've gotten better.
Yeah. Ever since I've come on the internship, I've tried my best to get up in the mornings, and Sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes it's quite easy. Most of the time a struggle. But that's one thing I would have to say. It's very early mornings. You'd have to get up. And the way of getting here, I would say, is key to know.
Yeah,
For sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. As we sort of come to our penultimate question, what surprised you about this year? Is there anything that you didn't expect? Anything that surprised you about the internship that you want to share? The early mornings probably shortly for you.
Yeah, I would say my early mornings probably.
Yeah, the schedule really.
Yeah. The schedule.
Very busy.
Very busy. Yeah, because like it could be 4 days in a row. You could be going to like full week of Methody or full week of Sullivan, at one school. And like, to be there for 9 o'clock in the morning, and because I live an hour away, I have to get up like at 6 o'clock. And then I know like that's not something I do every single day. That's why it's a struggle for me. Yeah. So I think that's something that surprised me the most is getting up early in the mornings, which is really hard. But I'm getting used to it and getting better at it. So I think that's for me. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice, good man.
It didn't surprise you.
How attached I could become to people. I said about like how close we can become, and that's a good thing. Obviously, it's a healthy attachment. It's not like a bad attachment.
You're just like holding on Davey's leg.
Don't go. I think that's it.
Cool.
I think just to be different, but how much you grew. Like when I think back to myself in August, what I thought, because our first book study was about our spiraling thought patterns and all, and like how much better I am at like, controlling that, and whether it is how you think about yourself, whether you think you're going to be good enough for that workshop, or like I battled with that at the start, but now it's still in my mind, but like God really has helped me grow in that. Yeah, which is really cool. And then just like our understanding of God and how actually he wants us to be creative, and a different side of creativity for me, not music, but just growing in so many different areas.
That's really cool. Yeah. And kind of like off the back of what you said, Evie, like our last question kind of picks up on that a wee bit. Like how has this internship, or has it, I guess would be a better way to say it, but has this internship, or how has it actually shaped or changed your life? Has it changed your life? Maybe it hasn't. But if it has, how has it?
That's a good question. I was thinking about like growing in confidence, and just socializing with people. I think even relating to like here with each other, we learn so much about ourselves. And once we know things about ourselves, we grow in confidence in actually becoming ourselves. Just as what you were saying, like God created us for and with a purpose, and we're always talking about that in our workshops. And once we know what God has created us for, we can actually be confident in that. And that's beautiful. I would say growing in confidence.
Yeah, I would say for me, something that's really helped me is like I'm always constantly relying on God now. So thinking back to August, obviously throughout this whole period, I would say anything that, goes wrong, if I have a bad day, or, I don't get what I'm looking, or it doesn't turn out my way, I always think, okay, that's God telling me that this isn't for you. You know what I mean? So I think always trusting God is a good thing to do, and it helps me a lot more to know every situation that I go into, it happens with God's presence being there. Yeah. So, and I think just the people who, I think obviously confidence has grown as well. It's changed that. My confidence has definitely got better in going up and speaking to people. So yeah, I would say that's for me, it's changed.
Nice.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thanks.
Yeah. I think it's really shaped my conversations with my friends, and like how intentional I am with people. Because obviously when we are doing workshops, we only see people for a short time. There's sometimes we're in a youth group or a school for multiple weeks, so you do get to build on that. But like it shows you how precious like your friendships are, and like what impact your words have on them. And, like as we've been growing in our confidence and like knowing who we are a wee bit better, like it's definitely made my conversations like deeper, and like my time to listen to people and understand where they're at. Like definitely wanting to listen more.
Yeah.
Like as much as speaking and, you know, that shaping conversation and what questions I ask, but also wanting to know the answer and
Yeah, I would,
definitely shape that.
on the back of that, I would say, like, you know, with friends and stuff, trying to show more love towards them, and like not even just your friends, your family, and people you don't even know, people you might not think, you know, you might not like them, or you might get annoyed at them or something, but you have to always show their love because God always loves them. So I think showing your love to them is more being like Jesus. So, and I feel like all of us want to be more like Jesus in that way. So yeah, I think trying to show more love to people at home, here, out in the world, you know, is a big thing that I'm trying to do more.
It's class.
Yeah.
And definitely, like, our internship is not made to be here. Like,
Yeah,
you know, it's not
exactly.
this like
Yeah.
insular thing that's only for
No.
me for more. Like,
Yeah.
the point of the internship is that you then, like, the internship starts when you leave, sort of thing. Do you know, where you're mustering up all these tools and you're adding stuff to your toolkit, or you're like learning and developing who you are as a person, who you want to become, like, as a follower of Jesus. And then it means that, you know, that's like literally what it is. It's for your family, for your friends, for people that you don't know, that everyone you encounter, that they actually, it's like an outpouring of what you experience in here, and what you've had for the last year, you know. So that's really the aim of the internship, which is amazing that that's the way it's shaping your life, and the fact that it's the way that we really pray that it's the way God uses it.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. Yeah, so cool.
You guys are great. And like, yeah, we love to focus on, yes, your competency, your ability to do things. But our heart in this internship, and Made for More's heart, has always been that you guys become more and more like Jesus.
Yeah.
And like you said, you know, that begins here and now, yes, but then whenever you leave, that's like for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So all this stuff is not, there's none of this is wasted. All the early mornings coming in where you have to sleep in your car for 20 minutes.
Just to get a bit of relief.
When you're filling out surveys and you're maybe like, oh, I would rather do something else, none of that is ever wasted. It's all building character and building the likeness of Jesus in that as well. But thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm glad to hear it's been a good experience. Thanks for being here. Yes, and if you are interested in the internship, do check out the rest of the details. There'll be some more written details available for you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you guys soon. Bye. Bye.
Where should I look?
You're
See ya. Adios, amigos.